Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chuck. I make videos for NBA. All these videos, they get posted on this subreddit right here. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. Anything you need will be down here below. You can ask me questions about the slate. So yeah, check that out. I'll have that link down below. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, sorry guys, you guys always know I have so many tabs open. Here's my Twitter if you ever need to message me privately. If you're looking for more in-depth content for DFS, sportsbooks, prize picks, I'll have my Discord link down below. But without further ado, let's get into this 7-game slate, I believe. As far as my lineup goes tonight, I'm not going to show it because I have a sweat going. So I had, my start was, this is the lineup. I'll recap it in the next video. This is the lineup. It was Luka Doncic, Bruce Brown, Grady Dick, Jonte Porter, Karis LeVert, and then I have 3 players going in the late game. I have Tatum, I have Hauser, and then I was duped with someone. Okay, so I was duped with someone. And I knew he was going to have the same lineup with me. It was me and one other person. I don't know how we landed on the same lineup. So I was debating. I knew he had Horford. I knew for 100% he had Horford. So I swapped from Horford to Scoot. And that's probably going to cost me the bank. Probably. Unless Scoot just has like a masterclass. I mean, because Horford is just absolutely crushing. But I had to swap. I was duped. No other way of going about it. It was the right move. We'll see how it pans out, but I'll recap it in the next video. But that line was just absolutely nuking. So yeah, man, we'll see. Hopefully, next video I'll have a bunch of money to show you guys. But yeah, we'll see. All right, let's start front to back this time. So Sixers, they're going to have Tyrese Maxey back. I would expect them to be full go here. What that's going to do, it's going to hurt everyone, right? Tobias Harris would be priced right. Kelly Oubre would be priced right. Buddy Hield would be priced right. Paul Reed, I mean, Paul Reed doesn't really change too much. His minutes, he's been playing high 20s minutes regardless. Still has a ceiling, so I don't mind him. He'd probably be my second favorite option outside of Tyrese Maxey point per dollar, but still no standouts here, especially in this tough matchup going up against the Knicks. Like, outside of Tyrese Maxey for GPPs, I don't love much here. I think everyone's a bit overpriced. So, yeah, pretty unappealing. I think Maxey is an okay contrarian play, but I don't think I could go to much else here, to be honest. Moving on to the Knicks, and kind of the same thing. Looks like we have OG and Anunoby back. So, like, outside of Jalen Brunson, everyone else, especially with OG coming back, I think is probably priced right. So, Jalen Brunson, fine contrarian play, fine contrarian spin up. I mean, he's going to dominate usage. Minutes have not been great of late. I feel like he's been on a limit ever since coming back. So that's one thing to know as well. It's like, yeah, if we get confirmation that he's not going to be on a limit anymore, I'm almost positive they've been monitoring his minutes. He wasn't on pace for full minutes here. I know this game blew out, but 32 minutes in this game. So like, yeah, if we get confirmation, I'm fine with him as a contrarian play. But outside of that, especially with OG and Anunoby coming back, I don't think I play anything here. If I had to pick one, I guess Dante DiVincenzo. But yeah, this game basically probably going to be full fading it in my one lineup. But as far as this game goes, I really like this game. So Richaun Holmes news is very, very important. If he is out and they go with that same starting lineup of Kuzma at the 5, so it was what? Tyus Jones, Denny Avdija, Kyle Kuzma, Corey Kispert, Bilal Coulibaly, and that was it, right? Coulibaly 1, Kispert 2, Tyus 3. Yeah, that was it. In a really, really good spot here going up against Memphis, and the field is not reacting, and knowing that the Washington Wizards are running a very, very tight rotation right now, I'm going to be pretty high on this team, especially if Holmes is out. So assuming they go with that same starting lineup, I really like Kuzma at the 5. There's no Jaren Jackson Jr. on the other side of this game. Denny, he should get some 5 run as well. I don't mind him at 7K. Tyus Jones is firmly in play. Corey Kispert, if he starts again, played 39 minutes, is a solid play even at 5K. Coulibaly's firmly in play. Eugene didn't really play too much. They ran a really tight rotation last game, so I think you have to have interest in the Washington Wizards, especially if Richaun Holmes is out. If Rashawn Holmes is in, he's not on some type of limit, and he starts at the 5, then I like Rashawn Holmes quite a bit for value. It's going to downgrade everyone else, though. It's going to be one more body in the rotation. I would assume Kispert probably goes back to the bench. He'd be priced right. Bale downgrade as well. But I'd still have main interest in the main guys like Kuzma, Denny, Tyus, even Jordan Poole. He's playing big minutes off the bench. So keep it on the Rashawn Holmes news. It's a lot more important than I think people are going to realize. As always, I'll make updates on Reddit. When we do, it seems like we're getting a lot of news very, very early, so we should have this news before the game locks. And we should get this news here from Memphis before the game locks, so check out Reddit, because it's really, really tough for me to go over this right now. What I can say is if all these guys are out, so I believe we have some doubtful guys. Jordan Goodwin, questionable. Lamar Stevens, questionable. John Conchar is questionable. I thought we had some doubtful guys. Pippen doubtful, but that's not really, that's expected. If all these guys are out, I mean, Laravia is going to look really good. Does Drew start at the point? He's a stat sheet stuffer. He played 28 minutes last game. I think he played some blowout, though. I'd like him. Santi Aldama, Gigi Jackson. I'd be really, really high on both, especially Gigi Jackson at 5.6K. Kennard would be playable. We'll see what they do with the starting lineup, but Jamison, Wenyen Gabriel will be in the rotation. I probably prefer Jamison to Wenyen Gabriel. They might have to recall or call some guys out from the G League as well. So, like, it's really impossible to say. But if we get some Memphis guys out, I'm going to be really, really high on this team, especially Laravia, Gigi Jackson, Drew, Aldama, the main 4 right there. Now, if we get a situation where everyone's in with Vince Williams, Jaren Jackson, now it'll just be a situation where we're going to have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. They can do a number of things. They have guys inactive, active some games, so you're going to have to look for injury reports, stuff like that. So it's really impossible to say right now. But if Gigi Jackson does start again, regardless of who's in, who's out, I really like him at 5.6K. Aldama, probably going to have to play a decent amount anyway. Really good spot going up against Washington. He'd be a good play. Laravia, if he starts again, I'm really high on. Then just keep an eye on who's in, who's out, starting lineup, stuff like that. But we're definitely going to have some really, really good plays on Memphis for tomorrow. Moving on to the Pacers, Halliburton, he's playing high 30s minutes right now. He's going unowned every single slate. Not necessarily the best matchup here going up against the OKC Thunder, but I mean, probably going to get you a double-double, stat sheet stuffer, playing big minutes right now, probably going to go owned. So I'm intrigued here for tournaments. Like, if I had to pick a favorite between Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Maxey these first 3 games, I think it honestly might be Tyrese Halliburton for me. So intrigued there by Halliburton. I think Siakam is priced right. Miles Turner's minutes have not been great of late. It's more of a pass for me at 6.3K, but bigs have been destroying OKC of late. Mathurin's out, so you're going to see really big minutes for Nesmith. He's safe. Not going to do too much when he's out there, but get you a few rebounds. If he's hitting his shots, he does have a ceiling. So he's at least playable at 5.4K. I don't know if I go to much else. Did Jalen Smith get hurt last game or something? Or was he out? I think he was out or something. So don't play Isaiah Jackson. Jalen Smith should get the backup 5. I feel like we'll just have a lot better value. Moving on to OKC, so Jalen Williams is questionable. Casey Wallace did start the second half for Jalen Williams. We'll keep an eye on that, but really good spot here. I love SGA up at the top. Looking at the spend-ups on the slate, I mean, you have Wemby, who I really like. You have SGA, who I really like. Boston, they're on it back-to-back. I feel like they're probably going to rest some guys, but really good spot here going up against the Pacers, 10.5K. Pace of 5 as well. I'm very, very high on SGA. I think Chet Holmgren I like quite a bit for tournaments, especially if Jalen Williams is out. In close games, his minutes are up of late. Good shot blocker, so like him for tournaments. If you think, I was about to say if you think this game stays competitive, because there's been so many blowouts of late. Jalen Williams is very, very safe, assuming he plays. He's playing close to 40 minutes. I don't know what happened to him last game, to be honest. Ankle sprain. So we'll see if he's out. If he's out, they did start Casey Wallace in the second half. But if he's out, it's going to be bumps to guys like, it's going to be bumps to the main guys first off. Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren. But you're also going to get bumps for like possibly Gordon Hayward, Kendrick Williams. We'll see who they start. Like I said, they did start Casey Wallace in the second half. I don't know if I want to play Casey Wallace, but he would be playable. And then, yeah, you'll probably see more run for like a Kendrick Williams at 3.2K. He'd be in play. Gordon Hayward might have to play a bit more at 3.6K. So keep an eye on the Jalen news. Could have some stuff there. All right, Houston's a team I'm very, very high on. Sengun out, Cam Whitmore out. going to be a lot of usage to go around. I would assume Jock Landale starts at the 5. I'd assume if that's the case, I absolutely love Jock Landale. I guess they could start Jeff Green. We'll see. But assuming Jock Landale does start, I absolutely love him. You'll see a bit more run for Jeff Green. I think I prefer Jock Landale anyway. No Cam Whitmore. Thompson's probably going to have to get a bit more run. I have no issue with him at 4.9K. Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith. I really like all three of these guys at their respective price points with no Sengun. Dylan Brooks is even playable at 4.3K. So, yeah, there's definitely a ton to like here on Houston. I think no reason to mention anyone else, really. Moving on to the Spurs back-to-back here. So, last back-to-back, Wemby did play his full minutes. So, I guess he could pop up on the injury report. We'll see. But assuming Wemby is full go, I mean, he should be able to dominate here. I love Victor Wembanyama tomorrow if he's full go and playing. He should be able to absolutely destroy anyone who's going up against. So really, really high on Victor Wembanyama tomorrow. Vassell, I think, is a solid play at 7.5K. They've been running a tighter rotation of late. Like Vassell, he's been playing close to 40 minutes. I do want to mention Julian Champagnie. He played back-to-back huge minutes. Wait, why is Vassell not up? But I could have sworn Champagnie. Yeah, he played 28 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to do it, though. I think he's priced right. What else? I think Vassell's solid. I think everyone else is probably priced right from when Victor Wembanyama is out. So I think it's really just Wemby and Vassell who I think are decent options. But they are running a tighter rotation of late. How much did Keldon play tonight? He played 30 minutes tonight. I know it's not up there, but pretty sure I just saw 30. But yeah, let's move on to Boston. So I have a feeling they're probably going to rest some people here. So it's really hard to say right now. Porzingis, Drew, they rested tonight. Front end of a back-to-back tonight. So I think there's a good chance they could rest some people here. Everyone was on the injury report today as well. So, I mean, we'll see. If everyone's in, it's a good spot here going up against Utah. I feel like the price points do seem a bit too cheap in a really good matchup here going up against Utah. Like Tatum, I think, seems a bit too cheap in this matchup. Derek White, I think, is fine. Drew Holiday's fine. Porzingis, if he plays, I like quite a bit. Jaylen Brown's fine. So I don't think this Boston team looks too bad if everyone's in. But if we get a situation where they are resting players, then it's going to be, kind of like tonight, but even better because they're in such a better matchup. Like if they rest, Porzingis is an injury, right? Yeah, it's an injury. Sorry. They didn't rest Porzingis. My apologies there. So if he's out again and they rest Tatum and White, then I'm going to love Jaylen Brown. I'm going to love Drew Holiday. In the same situation, Al Horford would be a very solid play. We'll see who starts, but Peyton Pritchard would really like. Sam Hauser would be firmly in play. So, yeah, I mean, going to be a wait-and-see approach here, but there is definitely a lot of news up in the air. There. Moving on to Utah, Markkanen and Hendricks going to remain out here. Last game, they did start Bryce Sensabaugh, and they started Walker Kessler, I believe. If they do that again, I do like Walker Kessler at 4.9K. He's about a fantasy point per minute guy. Played 24 minutes. They got blown out. Definitely did lose some minutes. I would expect high 20s minutes again if he does start. So, yeah, do like some Walker Kessler for value at 4.9K. Definitely prefer him to Bryce Sensabaugh. He's playable. Like I said, prefer Walker Kessler. The main guys I think look priced right. Not in a good matchup here going up against Boston anyway. So, like John Collins, Sexton, Clarkson, Keontae George. Not going to go out of my way to play any of them, but I think they're all okay options. I think I'm mainly looking to the value here, possibly. All right, moving on to Milwaukee. We have Giannis probable. We have Chris Middleton questionable. If he's in, it's going to completely take me off the value in Pat Connaughton, Jay Crowder, even a Malik Beasley, even though we're definitely going to have better value anyway. I don't know if I'm really considering these guys on this slate anyway. But like the spot here for Giannis. I think he's a really good spend up. Definitely up there as one of the best spend ups on the slate. Like you have Giannis, you have Wemby, SGA. Those are the top three for me. Sabonis has been on another level. I don't mind that either. But those are going to be the top three. I think Tatum's too cheap as well. So ton of good spend ups on the slate. I think Giannis is probably your overall best option. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of value to fit him in. So legit triple double upside this season. Also playing huge minutes, which is good because last year they would kind of monitor his minutes during the regular season. He's playing huge minutes this year. So yeah, I really like Giannis here up at the top. I think Dame's fine. I always just prefer spending up for Giannis there. Don't love Portis's price. Brook Lopez, in competitive games, he is playing high 30s minutes. 5.5K does seem a bit too cheap for him. So have interest there. I don't know if I get to the value, especially if Chris Middleton's back. Malik Beasley has a ceiling when he's hitting his shots. He'll play big minutes. Sometimes they will bench him, though. But yeah, I think the main interest here is Giannis and Dame. Moving on to Sacramento. Keegan Murray's questionable. Keep an eye out that. If he's out, it's going to be bumps to guys like, Trey Lyles, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes. I actually think if Keegan's out, I would like the value here in Kevin Huerter. I think they'd have to play him a bit more. We know he's a good point per minute guy. He's down to 4.1K as well. Malik Monk will get a bump as well. He's already been playing decent minutes off the bench. I would say he's probably priced right, but I like the spot here. De'Aaron Fox is a guy I'm pretty high on at 9.1K. I don't think too many people are going to play him because of the price point, but I like the matchup here going up against the Bucks. If he's level owned, even better. She'll play close to 40 minutes. He's been doing a ton of stat sheet stuff. I know he only had one assist last game, but see here. So, yeah, I think Fox is good in GPPs. And then Sabonis, I mean, he's been on another level of late. Also playing big minutes, triple-double upside as well. So, I think both the top two guys look solid here for the Sacramento Kings. Definitely prefer Sabonis to Fox. If you can fit Sabonis, point per dollar, it might be Sabonis over Fox as well. And then if Keegan Murray's out, like I said, Huerter, Barnes, those would be the bumps, and Trey Lyles. Might insert someone into the rotation as well, possibly. All right, this is a game where it's another one where there's a ton of injury news up. So if we get a situation last game where Cat and Rudy Gobert is out, then Naz Reid, I still think he's a good play at 7K. He played 42 minutes. 42 minutes. We know he's over a fantasy point per minute guy. Not the best matchup here up against the Clippers, even though their whole team is questionable. But I still like Naz Reid, even at this price point. If they run a similar rotation with Rudy Gobert and Cat out, played 42 minutes. Mike Conley's fine, probably my least favorite of the grouping. What else? NAW, I like quite a bit at 4.8K. He played 39 minutes. He'd have to do a lot more offensively. What else? McLaughlin firmly in play. TJ Warren is a fine punt. Luka Garza will get the backup 5. He only played 10 minutes because they ran such tight rotation. Anthony Edwards is going to have to do absolutely everything for this team. He'd be a good spend up. What else? Am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing something. I believe Wendell Moore got inserted into the rotation, or is it Miller? Someone got inserted. Maybe it was garbage time. Is he not? I could have swore someone played. Maybe it was just Warren and McLaughlin. They ran like a 7-man rotation, and Garza. I guess they didn't. Maybe they came in for garbage time. Not entirely sure there, but yeah. And then if Anthony Edwards out, I mean, my God, NAW, I would love. Naz Reid, I would love. Mike Conley, very solid. McDaniels, solid option. McLaughlin, he'll have to play a bit more, decent value. Warren, be solid. There would just be Luka Garza, might have to play a bit more. So, lot to like here on Minnesota, potentially in a tough matchup. Hopefully, people are scared of the matchup. I keep saying it every day. Teams are going unowned because of the matchups when they're shorthanded, and people just get scared, I guess. So, Clippers at Minnesota, really tough matchup here, but like I said, they might be without their whole team, so don't put too much into that. With that being said, if Kawhi and Paul George are in, don't love much. I think the main guys are probably priced right. Zubac at 5.3K is okay. They'll probably need his size out there, so I'm intrigued there. I think he's a bit too cheap. Norm Powell's priced right. Man's priced right. I don't know if I get to like the coffees of the world. So, and then if Kawhi and Paul George are out, then I love Harden. I really like Norman Powell. Man's playable. I would assume Amir Coffee starts. Low usage guy, but he'd be firmly in play for value. So yeah, this team would look pretty solid if those guys are out. So I think that's going to wrap it up for the video. As always, I will recap how I did tonight in the next video, and I will talk to you guys later.